In many countries or in this world, there will always be traditions and cultures because this world is full of many various and different people. In every community, people will have their own language, their own beliefs, their own rituals, their own way to live, and this thing is what makes us various. Tradition isn't only came in the form of dances, clothes, or songs, or even sacred ceremony. It also exists in how people manage their life, their family line system, marriage rule, land ownership, or else. Most people often thought that tradition is a part of identity and history, so it passed down from generation to generation. But in this era where globalization exists, we are in a dilemma to protect our tradition or following the modernization. We can see that slowly everything changes. Human lives right now is more related globally with internet, with urbanization, modern education, economic system, and transportation. It pushes people to leave the traditional system, and what happened is our languages, our rituals, our values or beliefs did not valued as much as before. The problem is, the government sees that social progress is a thing that should be done quickly, and they think that old traditions or cultures is a threat to it. Ownership changes to individually. Young people are pressured to leave the village and move to the city. As an illustration, we can imagine that there is a young man that since childhood he learns his ancestral language, how to protect the land inherited by his clan for generations, or how to do their rituals and else. And one day, government came and pressured him to change for social progress purpose. It will clash with his mind. This is why, in this debate, I stand on the proposition side to prioritize and preserving cultural traditions even at the cost of slowing social progress. In this case, preserving cultural traditions specifically refers to protecting the rumah adat system by Kairan community like land ownership, decision making by the elders, or sacred ceremonies. While social progress refers to the modern reformation that pushed by the government or city people such as individual ownership, urbanization, inheritance right, or the freeness of people to leave village without the say of the elderly. And to clear the state, I am here not supporting violence, exploitations, or human rights violations as the name of cultural. And the focus of this debate is a cultural community that to protect their identity and to decide their own changes. And I'm talking about the community that still lives, active, and socially depends on their traditional system. And before that, we have to know that for a community like Kairan, land is not just an economic asset. It's their tradition, isn't only a ritual, that is their identity. If you broke that system, the one that's missing isn't only the cultural tradition, but also their identity. So, I am here to prove that preserved cultural traditions is important to the sustainability of the community and social progress that quickly change can damage the system. So, by the clash of those two, protect the culture is more and should be prioritized than the force of quick modernization. My first point is the tradition is a foundation. I mentioned it much before that in the Kairan, their system isn't just by the name of culture. It's their identity. Since childhood, it's their life. It's how they manage to live. It's what makes them related. If we force them to change, the land become individually. They went to a city without feel connected. And what happens next? Their relationship weakens. The land is for sale. And they lost their languages. In a worst case scenario, they will just likely happen to be a storytelling story. This rapid social progress didn't create freeness. For example, we imagine that the ownership of land become individually to a man that didn't finish yet to learn how to maintain it. It could be very hard for him to protect and he can choose to sell it. And then companies include they buy the land. One by one, cultural people start to lose their region, start to lose their land. And with this thing, what they lost isn't only the land, but they also lost control about their identity too. And then I do think that every people should have the rights to decide their own life. We have the rights to choose our wants, includes the Kairans. They have the rights to decide their own rhythm of changes. For people like Kairan, success could be to keep the sustainability of community and relationship of generations. And that's not wrong, that's valid. If social progress was forced on them, what they thought as success could be finished, they'd grow disconnected from their purpose of life. Freeness did not mean that everyone should be individualistic, nor a progress that healthy is not the one who crushed the cultural image. In the end, this debate is about that social progress isn't built by the damage or crushing cultural people, because once it's lost, we cannot build it again easily. Tradition didn't be a threat to grow, and progressing isn't to erase their value. And once again, I stated that I support the priority to preserve cultural tradition, even in cost of slowing social progress. So, by this motion, thank you very much.